Well, one of the great examples I have to that, and you guys can test this for yourself. If you ever come up with let's just go with a multi-zone main split, and for whatever reason, you suspect it's an alarm shot. And let's say you got 4 indoor units. What I would encourage you to do is turn on one indoor unit, run that unit, watch your discharge temperature. Then turn on the second one, keep watching that discharge temperature. Then turn on the third. Then turn on the fourth. And what you're probably going to see is the discharge temperature starts getting worse as we add more units to run with it. Because now we had enough refrigerant in that system to make 1 indoor happy. We don't have enough refrigerant to make 4 happy.
Right.
And you will see that in the discharge temp leaving the compressor. Because all of a sudden, now it's not getting cool.
Yeah, good point.
So, and we've seen it with the VRF where we get there, and like James was saying, we can't get the thing to ramp up at all. That's because it's locked itself into the save mode. It's not giving you an air code because they're trying to give you some cooling or some heating instead of shutting it down. I like that, but it also trips you up when you're troubleshooting. So that's where James was getting at. You got to power cycle that thing.
Yep.
So the best thing for you to do, and it depends on how they're powered, right? So if you're talking a mini split, a mini split powers the indoor units too. So you only need to kill power to the outdoor unit. If you're talking VRF, the indoor units are powered separately from the outdoor unit. My thing that I always tell the guys to do, just because I'd rather get safe than sorry, turn it all off. Turn the power off to your indoors, turn the power off to your outdoor, let it sit for 10 minutes.
Cool off.
That
kind of thing.
Go catch up on a phone call or something.
I mean, I know
and then power it all back
from a manufacturing standpoint, from a warranty standpoint, what's better? Being able to get some cooling, especially in a multi-zone system, being able to get it where you want it. But being able to get some cooling and the compressor protecting itself, or an evaporator coil freezing up, slugging liquid, murdering the compressor.
Right.
Which one's better? You know, I mean, I guess if it's not, I mean, if it's out of warranty, maybe you want to replace compressors. But the thing is, that ties back to its reliability, and it's the same thing that happens if you've got a bunch of dirty coils. Same thing,
And it'll protect itself.
It's going to protect itself.
A good friend of ours shared that thought process with us, and I liked it when I heard it. And he said, compressors don't fail; they're murdered.
That's right. They don't die; they're murdered.
That's right.
Yeah.
Something caused it to fail.
Something caused it to fail. And I hated that when I was in the field because you replace the compressor. Now you got to figure out what made it fail.
Right.
Because the compressor just didn't fail. There's a reason it failed. So a good technician is going to dig into what was going on with that unit. What caused this?
Right.
Just slap a new compressor in it and go.
Well, some people just think like salespeople.
I still don't. I still don't.